Hello? Okay, let me just test my audio, double check all this, and then I'll... Here, your channel. Everybody talks, everybody talks. Okay. That is not bad. Okay, now I just plug this in and hope I can... Then I need to double check, and then I'm gonna... Okay, once this is plugged in... Okay. Just gotta double check one more time. Okay, once this is plugged in... Okay. Just gotta double check one more time. Okay, we all good. We good. No, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to click on this. Okay. Actually, wait, I forgot. Streamlabs. Live. There we go. We good. We Gucci. Once I double check we got visuals, I'll start up the actual fun stuff that people want to see. There we go. Okay, doc. We good. I got so many wires on my desk, it is annoying. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I'm giving my computer intense pain, all because I want to play some rp-1, a KSP mod pack. But I also wanted to stream today because it's been a few months, so I feel sorry for my poor computer. But, yeah. I don't really know what to talk about. I'll probably voice over this when I'm thinking about starting to edit videos because I think that'll help my viewers, like, me get more views, because instead of watching one 3-hour long thing, they'll watch 4 20-minute things or whatever. I know that math doesn't check out, but I don't care. It'd be 6 30-minute things if I'm not mistaken. And no, I'm not pulling out a calculator to double check. What did I say? 3-hour? 1 3-hour thing divided by 6 equals... Yeah, so half an hour each. Half an hour per. Who knows? Maybe they'll be more popular. Plus, for something like this, where there's a lot of just sitting here time warping / waiting for things to be done, it's, good. I'm just gonna play this as if I wasn't streaming, though. I'm not gonna explain too much unless someone comes in chat and tells me. But, by the way, I can't see chat. I need to... I don't know. I'm just gonna check every now and again on my phone. Because, to be honest, there's no one in here right now, so... It's pretty usual. Oh my god, dude. I cannot tell you how much I hate the stupid Real Fuels mod that I have downloaded. It's pretty much required, though, for most of these engines, because they all run on, like, kerosene and stuff, because that's, like, early rocket fuel that you... And it's cheap, so a lot of rocket engines use it. Obviously, in the stock game, it's just liquid fuel and oxidizer. They don't go down into specifics. But, like, let's say you want to get a specific load of things. It's so annoying. The good news is, I think you could fit multiple... So, like, let's say you have RCS needing nitrogen and an engine that needs kerosene and liquid oxygen. I think you could add in a little bit of nitrogen and have the RCS still use it. Don't quote me on that. I always use separate fuel tanks just in case. But it might work. I've never tried it before. I might try that. But, I think I'm gonna try to, if I do edit these videos and split them into, like, more watchable sections, I think I'm gonna do it by year. I think I'm gonna do, like, 1951 or whatever, and that's, because we started in 1951, so technically speaking, this first part of the stream will be me, would be the first episode. Then once the next year comes around, we do that. And over and over and over and over. But that all depends, because, like, if 1951 is just me building rockets and time warping through the entire year, I'm obviously going to include more. Who knows? Because, to be honest, it's pretty boring unless you play rp-1 to watch rp-1, which is realistic progression 1. So you're gonna see a lot of just buffering and lag because I'm running. Oh. That caught me off guard. Sorry. Okay, sorry, I had to do some messing around. Let me double check. Sorry about that, because I definitely just popped your eardrums. Sorry. I hope I didn't turn that down too low. But I really don't care, because, yeah. Start new. I'm just gonna call this NASA 4. I'm calling it NASA 4 because I have, like, I have 3 other NASAs going on. That's just what I tend to call stuff, because that's kind of what I'm doing. Well, besides your mama. God, why? I'm mad at myself for making that joke. But, it's super difficult, this version of the game. I've never gotten a human into space successfully. Mainly because I usually get into orbital rocketry and then get stuck because I did something wrong and now I don't have enough money or enough science, or get bored and want to start over. Did you guys like it when I played that Fallout New Vegas? Because I did. I only got 2 views on that, so I doubt that a lot of people liked it, because only 2 people saw it. Oh, the pop-ups. The insane amount of pop-ups. Spend 1 upgrade point. Oh, and I have to slowly upgrade all of these, which is annoying. Available. I would recommend using the available page because you can like they're all in one area. It's a lot easier. Okay, what else? I need to go into research and development. You sometimes have to do this, sometimes you don't. Depends on your settings. Uh, you have to click purchase in the vehicle assembly build, not in the vehicle assembly building, in the research development building for this first one. Well, sometimes you don't get it. So you have to like go in, purchase it. Yeah. But you start out with all the necessary tech to make basic sounding rockets, which are like poor man's rocket. You don't get to orbital rocket till quite a bit later. I can usually get to orbital rocketry in a few hours, but that's mainly because I do a lot of time warping. Not a lot of YouTubers do that, or at least not to the extent I do. A lot of YouTubers, I don't know how they do it, but they just build and develop stuff while they're waiting. But the problem is, when I do it, I build and develop rockets, but the time stops when you're in the vehicle assembly building. So when you leave or try to launch it or something, it doesn't work. Okay, do this. Let me think. So, well, that's kind of funny. This is technically squad because this is just smaller versions of the already in-game. Technically, the one that's normally in-game, like the stock Kerbal Space Program, is larger. It's one of the largest parts you can get. Also, what was I gonna say? Set the length up to 1, set the length up to 2. Oh, by the way, yeah, I remember what I was gonna say. The engines and such that I'm using, and like the fuel tanks, this whole setup is far less efficient than just a super large solid rocket motor, but I'm doing this instead because it's more realistic to how they did it in real life. That's good, that's good. I need to add science. Also, something you should never forget, especially if you're running a communications mod and not just stock Kerbal Space Program communication systems, never forget to put a communication dish on this. Because even though this little telemetry unit can control stuff and still do stuff from a pretty far distance, like you can contact this in orbit, you cannot transmit data, so you would have to recover this whole thing. And that's not exactly what these were designed to do. I'm gonna do this even though it's just because it looks cooler. 3 meters. And then, so for stuff like this, you need a kick stage. And then you decouple that, and then activate that. And kick stages are just to make sure that the fuel is at the bottom of the tank. Because in real life, you can't access the fuel just anywhere. There's also this thing in game called tooling. And tooling your parts make them cheaper to make when you use a rocket a bunch. And it also goes down in build time. I don't think it goes down in rollout time, though. Okay, now I just need to add, not coupling, structural. Which one do I like most? Oh, that's massive. That's also pretty big for this size of rocket. That's definitely way too big. Could do an Apollo kind, could do a radial kind. I think I'm just gonna do I don't know what this kind is. There we go. This way, everything should work. I got comms in there. I got 1,800. You need around 2,000-ish. I like to shoot for 2,500 to pass the Kerman line, but we're not trying to do that. I'm gonna do... Let me think. Is anyone in chat? If anyone's in chat, tell me what to name this. No one's in chat. I'm just gonna do, like... I'm just gonna do, like, the XS-1, because it's, like, it's a small rocket, so it's, like, an extra small rocket. Simulate. Okay. I think I have money for simulations turned off. I didn't change any of the settings before doing this. I don't know if you have to change that. But, yeah. Wow, the loading screens are taking extra long today. I mean, I get it, because I'm streaming it for the first time, but still. Like, it's taking a second. Freddy, what are you doing? You're supposed to be on lockdown. But Vanessa... No, I'm not gonna finish that. It's not a funny joke. Never mind. Okay, so this is just a test launch. As you can see, I'm not gonna activate any scientific instruments. I'm gonna go in and lower that audio in a second. Give me a second, let me see. Wow, the stream is really far behind. Okay, so once this test launch is done, I'm gonna lower the audio because this is way too loud for you guys to be hearing. Also, I forgot that burn time is a thing. I think this is double its rated burn time. 42. Okay, it's not exactly double, but it's still more than it should be. I think we're going to shorten the length a bit, or like shorten the utilization down a bit, so that the burn time's less. I mean, we'll also be carrying less weight, so that'll be nice. I mean, hey, we got almost every last ounce. No, we did get every last ounce out of that engine. Cause no propellants. That's good. Okay, so real fast, while I'm doing this, settings... master spacecraft down to 10. Apply, accept. Okay, now we just time warp, wait for the fireworks. I'm also actually gonna settings, ambience, that's fine, that's fine. Turn music up to 10. Turn the master up to 30. Usually you hear something. Is it just me? What is this? Okay, I know, I really screwed up this audio. So, the spacecraft goes lower, music goes at a higher, master up to 50 like it was originally. Except, there we go. That's what I want to hear. So it's not just utter silence when I'm not talking. That puts too much pressure on me to continue talking. Okay, I'm gonna keep seeing the fireworks because it's something interesting, but if I make this a video, I'm probably gonna cut out this test launch. Huh. Well, why is this thing still spinning? What is it? Why are you doing that? There we go. Recover vessel, revert to editor. Yeah, I know. So I'm gonna I'm gonna make one of these, the XS-1, and yes, it is. You have to say dash, not /1 or XS1, specifically XS-1. We're very specific here in our off-brand NASA. There we go. Comms, all that jazz, utility. Kind of want to just pop one of those on there, see what it does, because I know it's way too small to, you know, actually save anything, but, you know, I still like the idea of it. Maybe it'll slow the descent enough to get a bit more science out of the thing. Okay, so really we just kind of click this little warp button. Hear the birds, the incredibly loud birds. I'm gonna turn the master down to 45. Nah, 40. There we go. Oh, please still be daytime. Yes! One sec, I think my mom's calling me. False alarm. Oh, resume. Launch this. So we're going to be completing the first launch contract and getting some science. In this mod pack, it's really important to get as much science as possible for two reasons, and research early on, because there's two reasons. One, science takes time to get instead of instantly, like in stock Kerbal Space Program, but also it takes time to research, like in real life. So when we tell them to research that rocket engine to get us into orbit, it takes like 400 days to do that. And that's what those that's what those little things are for, the upgrade points. Because this way we get to have sorry, I'm being a little distracted here. This way we get realism and there's purpose to multiple launches. So I'm gonna hit this button. A little bit of a rocky launch. Sorry, when I turned up the master volume, it turned up everything else. That's still too much. Settings. Spacecraft down to 1%. Accept. There we go. Okay, so we're getting science, right? Oh wait, no, we're not high enough yet. So we still got 52 seconds left on this rated burn. And we're 37 seconds out of 47 seconds. We're a bit of an angle because there was a bumpy takeoff. Little bit of a misclick on my part. I clicked space too early to activate the staging, but we should still get high enough to get some science points. You have to be, I think, what, 20,000 feet in the air for you to get science points? I'm not sure. Okay, well, that's the first launch contract done. Plus a couple of other victories, like uncrewed height, like, you know, I'm not gonna explain to you. Well, I will explain to you. You get achievements for reaching new heights and new speeds, just like a normal Kerbal Space Program, except there's more of them. Okay, I doubt we're gonna get one science, given the fact we're falling already, but maybe. Maybe. Nope, we're not. Okay, so there was a bit of... This was a freak accident. I'm not gonna revert flights, except for on, like, make-or-break missions that would, like, destroy our agency and end the series. But, yeah. A little bit of a mistake early on with the kick stage, and a couple of mistakes throughout the flight, and a engine failure before the burn was completed. So I said we need one science to get the first thing. There's nothing for point science, so that sucks. But we can build another one, maybe increase its capabilities a bit, get it up to that 2,500 mark for Delta V and pass the common line, because that's our next event. I'm not good at building planes in Kerbal Space Program, let alone... I'm only good at building high-speed planes, but we can't build high-speed planes yet. So we are going to... maybe in between episodes, I'm gonna look up a video on how to build good planes in RS1 on rp-1 and build some crude missions. You don't need to do them. You don't even need the space. You don't even need to unlock the plane parts to get a human into space, unless you want to do shuttle technology. But I still want to do that because you can get a lot of money just by flying a plane with people, and you can get science from it. And, of course, there's X-plane contracts earlier on. Okay. So, this is going to be an improvement. So, rated burn time is 57 seconds. Not 57, 47. So, I'm going to bump that up to there. 47 seconds worth of burn time. And that means I need to get 1,000 more Delta V. Luckily, I know where to get it. I have to search for it because it doesn't show up in the engines due to a mod conflict. But it still exists, still works perfectly fine. So I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna do, instead of a kick stage, I'm gonna do a booster stage. So I'm gonna lower the... So it's a solid rocket booster, so 300 meters per second. Okay, do that. Burn for that. I need to check the center. Okay, so this is a problem. You never want your aerodynamics above the center of mass unless it's only above it for a small period of time. Like with the kick stages, you can have it above the center of mass then, because it's only there for so long. Why isn't the aerodynamics going down? There we go. Now, I also want this to be curved a bit. And this way, it gets below the center of mass, but still helps in our spinning, because that's our sole source of stabilization. These might just be dead weight, because I might get too high up. Actually, no. It's only 892 meters per second in that lower stage. We're fine. What's the burn time on this? 30 seconds. Well, of course it is, because it only burns for 30 seconds. Anyway, I've been talking too much. I'm gonna still talk, because that's my whole purpose here, because without it, you'd rather... I've noticed personally, I tend to watch YouTubers who talk in their videos instead of putting on those little caption cards over gameplay. I'm not, like, dissing anyone who does that. Go ahead. If you don't own a mic or don't want to reveal your voice to the public, I'm fine with that. I understand. But, I find them annoying to watch, because I don't want to actually pay attention to my videos. I just want to have it on while I'm playing, like, Rust or something. What animal is trying to get... Stop. Sorry. Dog's trying to get in my room. So it's a simulation. Couldn't care less about that. Okay. So, the reason I have this little side panel open is because I want to start... I want to activate that upper stage engine at 1 second remaining of the lower stage. That's why engine failures on lower stages are so much more important than the upper stages, because it ruins everything else. See, look, now we're flying high with a 47-second burn time, meaning that this wobble will eventually fix itself because we're spinning still. But or gets worse. It depends. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But it just means that we're pretty much guaranteed to get up past the Karman line. So we're already halfway there. Now this is higher than we got the first launch we did. And this is going to easily get us past the Karman line. I hope. It did, but I think we're gonna slow down. Yeah, we're gonna slow down beneath the Karman line, I think. Yeah, that's why I like 2,500. It's way too much fuel, but I'd rather have way too much than not enough. So I'm just gonna increase the length of that solid rocket booster down there. It gives us the least question marks, because the less we have to put, like, the less burn time we have to have on top of our rated burn time, the better. Okay, do this. Okay, now let's try. This is what the simulations are for. So, and this way, we have more fuel than is needed for this. So this way we just get a little bit of extra margin of error in case there's engine failure near the end, or a thrust failure near the end where you just get less thrust than expected. Who knows, who cares? Ow. Oh, I just realized I probably made a lot of annoying noise. I would say rip headphone users, but they're already dead, so... Second. No one's in live chat. I'm just checking every now and again. Now, in retrospect, having two sets of fins is kinda stupid, but given the fact that we decouple before we're out of the atmosphere, it's kinda needed. That's Max Q hitting us, that's what that noise is. There we go. And now we're on our way past the Kármán line. Okay. I thought they were both spinning the same way. Alright, I guess. Okay, see, look, now we're at 50, we're at 50, kilometers, no, 5 I don't know, I'm American, I'm not used to these kinds of measurements. We're already at 80 meters, 80,000 meters, so we're good. Yeah, see, look, we're definitely gonna get into the, get this past the Kármán line. I like to pretend that the reason they don't use the more efficient, like, the more efficient way with the solid rocket boosters is I like to think that they haven't developed strong enough ones yet, so they're still just using them for kick stages. See, look, past the Kármán line. Let's see, okay, well, I didn't have the contract active, so it doesn't tell me, but I am past the Kármán line. This rocket is capable, a little bit more than capable, because you have to be more than capable on some of these, because in order to pass it, unless you're under a constant amount of thrust the entire time, the aerodynamics of your craft will just slow you down slowly. Okay. For the XS2, I'm going to add one of these to a build date. This real fast, you know, because I'm probably going to use these diameters a lot, I'm going to rp-1 tool all, purchase all toolings, leave. There we go. Probably should have closed that thing, but I think it automatically closes, hopefully. Yeah. Oh yeah, see, look, it did close automatically. Okay. This thing, warp 2. Before I launch this. Oh, well, if I had known that, I would have... You don't care about any of that? Okay. Do this. Kármán line. Roll out. Warp 2. Warp to next morning, because I do not want to launch at night. It sucks for visuals. Normally, I wouldn't warp to morning unless I'm doing, like, an orbital flight or something more important. Because, you know, it doesn't really matter visibility. I'm just going up. Or, like, I'm not clicking anything specific over and over again. Now, can you see those stupid messages in the top left? I hope you can, because I'm getting Discord messages. Doing, like, an orbital flight or something more important. Because, you know, it doesn't really matter visibility. I'm just going up. Or, like, I'm not clicking anything specific over and over again. Oh, can you see those stupid messages? Okay, good. You can't. I don't really mind them, but I don't like them getting in the way of the stream. Do this. Do this. Do this. Fingers crossed. Hits your ears when you first attach it. I always forget that. Especially when you're wearing headphones and streaming. Even on this low of a level, I don't think that counts as a spacecraft audio, so I think that's why it's so quiet. I mean, so loud. Just start spinning, please. Start spinning, please. I forgot to change those. Start spinning. Sorry if I'm a bit panicked. If it goes too far to the left or the right, it won't recover, and it won't go high enough for the contracts. I think that might be enough to get us past the Carmen line. See, look, the amount we're slowing down is so incredibly little. Don't care, don't care, don't care, don't care. There we go. How's our science doing? 1.9. Let's go, baby. We're gonna be doing a lot of these Carmen line missions with varying payloads. Okay, contract complete, altitude, and Carmen line. Okay, so we get decent amount of money. That means we got 100,000 to play with. Usually, I would build the medium rocket pad and prepare for orbital rocketry, but purely to speed up the process of everything in this stream, in these live streams, and make everything go fast, I'm gonna spend that money on upgrades to make my rockets build faster and make my research go faster. So 4.1, that's pretty decent amount of science right there. We're still not below the science threshold. I think we are right now. Yeah, see, look, now we're going low forest. So, sometimes parts of these rockets survive, like that time we saw where it hit directly on the nose cone and stopped instead of just fully exploding. Which, if that happens here, sick. Because that means I can get some money back on those parts. I don't think that happened here. I don't think that happened here. Space Center. One of the biggest mistakes I do all the time, because I always forget to turn it off and it's too late once I've started the playthrough, is when I'm going in, I automatically just out of instinct click revert to launch or revert to vehicle assembly, forgetting that I'm not supposed to do that because I'm purposefully crashing these giant lawn darts into the dirt near my space center. Okay, so, we'll cover this. That's good. I'm gonna start some research and go in and make a few edits to the rockets. So, let me think. I want this. I know that for sure. I want early tracking systems. So I want this first, then this, to reduce the weight we have to carry up. I want post-war rocket testing, and I don't need this until later, so I'm not gonna do this. Do I want supersonic plane development? Hmm. 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 I don't think I want to do this. I think I'll wait. Okay, well... Okay, I'm gonna just stop checking that because I'm not gonna do this. So, I'm gonna start working on XS-3, which will just be a slightly improved version of the first one with more delta V. I'm just gonna reverse the fins so it keeps spinning in the right way, because I put them the wrong way to begin with. And then elongate the booster tank a little bit to get us up to 2,500, and launch it again. this one won't really be doing a contract unless there's one that coincidentally goes along with what I want to do. This will just be to get some science to help. Okay. It goes from 2,252 to that. That's fun. This should work now. I don't understand why this bottom one has to be inverted compared to this top one. I really don't. Excess. That's not what I meant to do. -3. Let me think. Anything else? I think I'm good. See, look, this only takes 75 days now. And this only takes 20 hours instead of multiple days. So tooling does help. There we go. This way, we'll get some decent science. And it's always, even if it isn't to complete a contract, it's always nice to be building something. That's fine. I can do that. Okay, the problem is, yeah, I'm not gonna do any of these. I will do this soon. Vessels. Warp 2. Okay, roll out. Warp to complete. And warp to next morning. This way we launch at daytime and you guys get to see the launch instead of seeing a engine plume coming out of nowhere. Really isn't much to talk about. I mean, I'm gonna check my grades. Yes! There was literally no reason I should have gotten a 100% on that. But I'm okay with it. And my math is up to a 76. I know you don't care, but I'm gonna be excited about it because I was really worried. I'm not gonna explain to it because that's too personal. I mean, I don't care because it's just my grades, but I'm sure my mom will find something to be against on that. Because, yeah. I hope I did this right. Aw, dang it. This isn't as blinding as the usual rocket engine. I wasn't paying attention, and I almost just screwed up this entire launch. So, a little... Oh, no. How high do we get? Okay, 38,000 feet. I think we still gained some science for this. Maybe we can get up to that 2-point marker. Even if we just dip into it for a second, it'll be better than nothing. So no, like, going back in time. If the launch fails, the launch fails. We didn't go high enough to do anything. I'm just gonna go to the Space Center. Never mind, because that's the equivalent to reverting the flight. Come on. We had so much fuel left. Well, having this much fuel means we are going to crash hard into the ground. XS3 debris. I think that's still falling. I don't think the boosters hit the... Yeah, there you go. Now that that's disappeared, it means it's... Oh, shoot. Are we gonna... We're gonna hit the Space Center, aren't we? Actually, maybe not. No, but we're gonna come close. Like in real life, they'd be evacuating the Space Center right now. Everyone would be panicking. Why are we falling so slow? We are so heavy. I mean, I know we're not pointing straight down, but we shouldn't be falling as slow as we are. We're losing speed. We're not gaining it. We're not staying the same. We're losing it. I mean, I'm not complaining. Maybe some of the stuff would survive. Maybe I can get some of my money back. Come on, baby. If it hits nose first, it's fine. Eh? The engine, the most expensive part. Let's go. Space Center. I mean, we're only gonna get like $10 back on that because it's dirt cheap. But still, it's better than nothing. This is why when you launch your first satellite, make a couple. What I do is I put a different science experiment that I haven't done yet on each one, so that when I launch it, in case it fails, I have others, but if it doesn't fail and I just have more rockets, I actually get something out of it. It's a good way. And if you are ever needing less weight, make sure all of the science experiments you have on board are actually like needed and haven't been used before. Okay, so this is a good one that I would, so I'm gonna add another one of the rocket I just launched onto the build list, but then I'm also going to I'm gonna make a new rocket that can return from a suborbital trajectory, which I'm trying to avoid just using that bottom solid rocket booster, but it is so much better than these multiple stages for this early on, and it's cheap. I mean, I'm not gonna do it because this is how they did it in real life. Actually, in real life, they had much weirder rockets because they didn't know how to build rockets back then. Okay. So, something I would recommend is putting a biological sample on your first rocket to return from a flight in space, like a suborbital trajectory, because that's what you need for the biological experiment. You need to be in space, altitude high, space low, space high are the options. And usually the best way is just to do it on a mission you're already gonna do. That's already gonna do those things. That'll get us a bit more. Okay, let me add the parachute before I start trying to cut rate, because I want to make sure that I get it down perfectly, not to just, you know. Okay, so this might be my permanent plan, I don't know. But I just want to show you. I'm gonna up the diameter. So first off, that's way more delta V than we had normally with the upper stage. This rocket right here would technically get us on a suborbital trajectory and return. Now, I'm going to set it to 5 meters, 5.5 meters. And this will get us more than enough. XS4. I know I said I wasn't gonna do this. I'm also gonna up the burn time to 45. Or else it's gonna be burning way too much fuel, way too fast. Now, I'm going to simulate this before I tool anything, because the tooling goes off of diameter. I think there's a limit on how much length you can add slash subtract before it's considered untooled, but it's like massive. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure, but I just know that it's diameter and not always length for when you're tooling parts. And so this is no longer tooled because I upped the diameter by 1, which is something I might just up the diameter by 1 and up the length a bit, and then have that upper stage carry us the rest of the way. But the rest of the way. Sorry, I'm purposefully saying stuff wrong because I'm bored. Okay, so this is fine. I'm just gonna launch and see if it works. So, always put your fins at the bottom. I know that sounds obvious, but I have to say it. Some people won't. Also, I have fuel in this nose cone. It's not actually a nose cone, it's a fuel tank, so maybe I should go back in after this and remove that fuel. Because if this passes the Kerman line now, and everything works out great, and I complete that return mission, then it won't hurt by removing that fuel. If anything, it'll make it more stable and less, and go up higher. Because see, look, we're 200 kilometers, basically. You know, I'm just gonna fast forward through this. I know, here. Disarm parachute. So we don't get that stupid message popping up on my screen. Now, something that is a problem about spin stabilization is you can't always time warp with it. It tends to sometimes tear itself apart. Which is annoying, to say the least. But it's not too bad. Also, some of you may be thinking, you're the more knowledgeable people here may be thinking, won't you burn up in re-entry? No, because we are nowhere near orbital velocity. I mean, we'll get re-entry effects, we might get some heat markers, but at most, we'll lose the antenna. And all I gotta do is parachute. I thought you were already disarmed. See, look, we only lost the nose cone. Which, by the way, will also have a far easier, we'll have a far easier re-entry when we get rid of that excess weight, because it's less weight to slow down. I'm gonna skip this. I know we're gonna survive. So, revert to vehicle assembly. Now, I could probably get more fuel out of putting a procedural nose cone on instead of a fuel tank, because fuel tanks weigh more, but I don't care enough to do that, so I'm just gonna empty the tank, because who cares? Okay, remove all tanks. Also, is this tooled? I don't know. rp-1, I guess it doesn't count those as tooling. So there's nothing on board that needs tooling, I guess. I guess only some of these things do. XS4, save, launch, leave. The SLL method. God, I can't speak today. Save. You save it, you add it to the build list by launching it, and then you leave the building and warp. What's this? Once we get satellites in orbit, the science will go way up. Ooh, wait, this reminds me. Upgrades. I'm going to get 2 upgrade points. One in the vehicle assembly building, and one in the R&D building. And this is significantly taking down my research times. And my build times. Because that was a couple 100 days, and now it was about 80. So this will be done. Yeah. Rollout will hopefully a day 10 hours. It'll still be nighttime. Dang it. Up to next morning. Sorry if my conversations are a bit dry. There's no one in chat, so not talking to anyone, talking to myself. Or my future self if I ever edit this video. Or future you. Who knows? Maybe if you guys want to, you guys can tell me in the comments of this video or another video if you would prefer shorter videos but more of them, or less videos but longer. I think I already know the answer, but I might as well ask if anyone answers at all. Maybe I should ask these kinds of questions in shorts, because I actually get like a couple thousand views on some of my shorts, but I never get single digits, sometimes double digits on my shorts. Okay, that's all good. Godspeed. Because once I click that launch button, there's no going back. Well, there is going back, but I'm not allowing myself to go back. There we go. So by the time this burn is complete, I'm pretty sure it will be high enough that all of the science experiments, except for the biological sample, maybe the biological sample, will be activated. So see, look, we're about to get a temperature. Oh, no, we're not. You see, look, that's not, but I'm pretty sure I'm getting science now. See? Yeah. Oh, and see, look, now that's running, so... So that's just going to be stuck on my screen forever, but I really don't care. It's just the fact that it's constantly updating and like showing 3 of them to me sometimes. Okay, so we're now in space, which is usually a larger of an accomplishment, but I can do it first launch if I so wanted to. I guess it's the fact that it's uncrewed is the reason why it's not really... Let's see, like 2.6 science. I'm gonna get a lot more of that than that for this launch. Went from 2.6, and by the time we entered, only it's up to 6.8. And by the time that parachute opens, be up quite a bit. So, actually, what I'm not gonna tell you the secret as to why we are getting so much science right now, and why we will be getting so much more. So I just want to double check that. Please stop, please stop. There we go. I accidentally reverted to launch. So I'm just gonna launch it again. Normally I wouldn't do that, but because there's no other solution, this way I get my science back, and I don't just delete a rocket that was, you know, good. There's no way for me to, like, undo what I just did on accident, because it autosaves every time you revert, like, so annoying. So I will just launch this. I know what my mistake was. I detached it before telemetry. I don't think I need that. I think I've gotten that maxed out for everything. But basically, I detached this payload, and usually you should not do that because this produces a lot of drag, this whole rocket, during re-entry and landing. And there's really no reason to detach it until that parachute opens. Hey, sometimes even not, because this parachute's designed to hold a lot more weight than it is currently, holding. So, 64,000, 81, 90,000, 100,000. There we go. We're probably going to get a temperature bar up here on this fuel tank. That's fun, I guess. So now I just gotta make sure not to press the space key. Now we're getting science, doing all of this. I don't really know how to make up that. Maybe I slash F12 away, like however, like maybe 1,000 or something, I don't know. Let's just pretend that this is the XS4-A or whatever. Okay. So hopefully, keyboard, hopefully, we can, return this time instead of dying. So I'm gonna wait, because usually what happens is it goes flat, starts spinning out of control, and then the speed starts to go down. See? Yeah, it goes like this, goes out of control, speed starts going down. Once these red flames go away, I'll detach. And detach. Whoa. Okay, well this failed as well, so really I mean, we're kind of gliding. We're losing speed. I mean, there's no way we are surviving this, because this antenna bit doesn't have collisions, so even if we do land on that bit, it's just gonna sink through the floor. Space Center. Okay, well, I can start up a lot more research off of that, but that does mean that I will have to launch another rocket. Hey, Beezus. How you doing? Hi. That's just my dog. Okay, do I have any vessels being built? No, I don't. Tech. Okay, yeah. So, research and development. Now, the reason I'm trying to get the materials, science and avionics, besides the fact that they give me more parts that are super useful, it's the fact that this upgrade reduces mass, and this upgrade uh, reduces mass. Well, it doesn't reduce mass, but it technically increases mass, but it just reduces the ratio of wet to dry weight, which I'm not going to explain. I doubt some of you guys need to explain it, because if you're spending your Friday night watching a kid play a science game, I bet you know enough about science. Okay, so I'm gonna build another XS-4, which is, according to the Soviet Union, the first XS-4 we have launched. That big explosion next to our base, nothing. It was a missile test. Totally not our brand spanking new rocket. Totally not. No further questions. So the only time we could actually successfully do it was when we had fuel inside. So that's fun. Okay, so let me check out the center of mass and such of this. Center of mass is right there. Parachute opens right about there. Hmm. I'm trying to think of a solution to this. I know exactly. So we're gonna put one of these guys. I'm gonna set this to open at 3,000. There we go. I'm gonna move this down. I'm gonna simulate. I'm just gonna simulate it because I'm gonna use that as a drogue chute. So it's gonna slow us down before the main chute opens, and maybe that'll help. Because maybe if it'll open up high enough that it'll, even if it opens for just a second and it just pulls us up and then detaches for whatever reason or melts because of the heat, it'll still slow us down more than nothing would. So, who knows? Maybe it'll work just fine. Maybe we will find out. Maybe we will stab the poor dirt one more time. Who knows? And who cares? Because this is all a virtual simulation. Not life, this game. I was about to ask, why did the weight go down? I'm comparing this weight to the weight when we had a massive upper stage on it. 'Cause I'm an idiot. Why did we slow down so much? I mean, it feels like we did. I guess we didn't. And now we just time warp. We time warp because for some reason it says that this is safe to deploy. Who knows? So I'm not activating any science experiments. I'm doing the usual bare minimum launch requirements in a simulation because I'm not gonna go around orbit unless I'm testing out like a satellite. I'm not gonna fast forward around orbit or whatever or do science and stuff. Okay, so no. So I'm gonna wait till we're at an altitude of 3,000 to deploy, or I will deploy this if I will like detach and deploy if we start gaining speed after that little spin, like once we reach terminal velocity and we can't slow down anymore. I don't know. I'm making stuff up. I know that's not how that works. Basically, if we start gaining speed on our way down, like if we go nosedive and start getting forced down by gravity, then I'll decouple. But if not, I'm gonna wait till, I don't know. Actually, screw it. That's armed. Shoot. Please work. We're producing a lot of drag, that's good. We didn't burn up, that's also good. We are slowing down. That drogue chute deployed. See? I don't know what that was. I think that those were explosions. This will not be enough. I'm gonna deploy the parachute lower down, because We don't need it till lower down. See, like, this is not nearly enough. So I'm gonna deploy the chute. Now. Okay, that was too late. But I know that would have worked if I had just done it higher up. So I'll build one of those. Having that new drogue chute will be nice. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna save, launch, leave. My usual. I'm gonna warp till that's done. I think I'm gonna this stream will end once I successfully return from a thing. Not because I want to stop streaming, because my computer cannot handle it. Go here, XS-4, warp 2. Roll out. Just like the Autobots do. Warp to complete. Daytime, let's go! Sorry, I get too excited. It's a little game I have in my head of, will it be daytime? Because it's important to be daytime. In real life, they probably wouldn't have sent a biological sample up to on their first return trip. They'd first test it out, see what it was like, then send a biological sample, because NASA's being careful. But, who cares? It's totally not as if that mentality backfired on me the first launch. Sorry, I forgot to activate all of these science experiments, so I'm just concentrating on trying to get them mid-launch. Okay, so I'm gonna... time warp. Maximum warp. That's good. That's the thermometer we just checked. Thermometer's running. This thing's not running, but that's understandable. This thing is running. Full speed. We're gonna get less on this launch. We will get a lot, though, because we will be recovering... yeah. Telemetry analysis. Okay, so... does that mean that these guys are... okay, no, they're not done. I think I got probably one more, maybe two more launches with these, with the barometer and thermometer before they become useless. Useless. There we go. So, I already forgot how I did it the first time, but I will just take some drag, maybe wait for the, okay, we're going at too much of a nosedive. Ooh, don't break, don't break, don't break, don't break, don't break. Yes. See, look, that little thing? This thing saves us so often. This little parachute. Okay, so at probably 1,000, maybe 1,500 meters, I'll deploy this chute. Because this thing has a lot of science that I don't want to lose. I'll keep this. I'll just keep it on full time warp while I'm waiting. I will be right back. Well, actually, I think I can just do this. I think the cable's long enough for me to do this. I just wanted to plug my phone in because it's dying. My phone isn't like dying as in like being broken soon. I just mean it's at 6% and I want it charged because I don't know, it's nice to have a charged phone. I'm gonna cut this drogue chute because that little 1 meter per second isn't gonna do much. I mean the 0.1 meters per second, but it will speed up my descent a bit, which is nice. And I'm gonna land on my nose cone, which is the least important part. There's literally no reason for this nose cone to be here besides aerodynamics. So, yeah. Now this launch should get me a decent amount of what's needed for orbital rocketry. I don't think it'll get me everything, because we got 7.1 science right now, and that's not going to get me everything. Okay, just land safely. Okay, I'm just going to time warp so that it stops moving. Recover vessel. Normal recovery. And see, look, this is where you get all your science from. Not all the science equipment you did. From two things. The biological sample, which, yes, I know, it counts as a science experiment. Haha, make fun of me for saying it wrong. But also, the, I thought the big reveal was going to be perfectly timed, but the loading's taking longer than usual, so I'm going to keep stalling. So the main way you get science from this is after you recover the vessel. Screw it, I'm not going to wait. You get science after you recover the vessel from just it flying and being recovered. This is 7 credits. That's 8.8. Next. Done. And now I got 22. And every now and again you get upgrades based off of the science you've collected. So I think I'm gonna put it into R&D, because right now all my rockets are small enough that they don't take long. So satellite era, basic rocketry, and orbital rocketry. Yeah, woo, yeah, woo, yeah. Sorry, my voice is getting out. And I'm also gonna be researching that early solid rocket engines, because I got a pretty reliable design for a orbital rocket that needs satellite era research. It requires this in this, technically speaking, as in basically this reduces the mass a lot, so the mass of my rocket goes down by 20% when I have it with this avionics upgrade. And then this science is just to get more science. Really what you want is this satellite era and this early avionics and probes. But that usually happens after you get the first one up. This is really good because this gives you, I don't know which one this is. I don't think this is deep space. I think this is deep space. Yeah, Deep Space Avionics, and then this is just an upgrade. This looks like a planet. I think that's what they meant. Yeah. Huh. That's cool. Sorry, I'm just looking at all this stuff before I end stream. So, it was fun. I'm going to end stream, obviously, because that's what I've been saying I was going to do after I got this to successfully work. So, I'm going to see you guys later. Standard YouTuber outro.